Should we go on the Wowhead comments? I think they're gonna be really toxic though. Oh boy. Okay, there's only 15 comments. It's not that bad. Delay the raid. SM already gives people the option to sit in a 5-man and pure level if they want to, which is a double-edged sword. One side is going to make it smooth. The other is that the first 2 weeks of Phase 1 were so much fun with hundreds of players in each zone and real outdoor activity. The game has lacked in a long time. Okay. More 10-man raids means more accessible content for social casual groups. It is a great format that means more guilds and PUG can be successful in drafting a group or comp. Delaying release is a good idea as it stops the absolute certainty that people will act irrationally and hit 40 within 1 or 2 days and be farming gatekeeping the instance way ahead of anybody else catching up. What a horrible take. So you're complaining that someone's gonna level faster than you. So you make them not able to access the endgame content, so they like, holy shit, dude. I can't believe they're even considering this, honestly. Like it's so bad. Now I hate the idea of delaying the raid. I hate the idea of delaying it. And I'm not even gonna be doing it that early anyway. I don't care for myself. I just think it's more interesting when you enter Gnomrigan right after hitting 40 without all the best runes, without all the best gear, and without maybe every single preparation you can do, and just wing it and then wipe. I think that's more fun than zone out, zone in, zone out, zone in, portal. Any second the raid's coming out, any second. Zone in, everything's clear in 30 minutes. Wow, so exciting. Let's get another fucking ICC version or Ruby Sanctum. I hate that, bro. Just make the raid open, man. This whole like zone out, zone in mentality, or like, and then the raid's cleared instantly because everybody has perfectly geared their characters in pre-raid biz and all the best runes. And then people will complain it's too easy. That's what they will do. They'll complain it's too easy because it's cleared in 30 minutes after the raid was available. I think it's more interesting when it's available instantly. Because then it won't be cleared for many hours because people are still leveling and then they hit max level and they don't instantly clear the raid because maybe they don't have all the runes prepared. And they're like, oh shit, actually we gotta get some runes, it might be too hard. Let's go get the runes, go back, clear the raid, boom. That's more fun. Yes, then people can't rush so fast. Bro, why do you care what other people do, man? Like, why do you have to make people play like you? Like, what is this? What is it with classic WoW players that have this mentality that if people play differently than them, it's not good? That's really the mentality people have. If something's done differently than how they play, it's a bad thing. No, you have to play like me. You have to go slam your head against the wall, and then you can play the game. You have to play the game slow. Whenever you feel like it, you have to turn off all your add-ons. You gotta turn off any like functionality, like basic human function, and then play the game. And that's how you should play the game. No, that's crazy, man. Imagine having a problem with the raid being out on launch. Like that's so messed up. Yeah. No, it shouldn't be delayed. The people who want to rush to 40 and clear the raid ASAP should be able to, and those who want to take it slowly should be able to. By placing a week delay on the raid's launch, one group is denied the opportunity for no benefit to the other group. It doesn't affect you if other people clear the raid before you. Furthermore, the sweaties are, as so people of to call them, will instead spend the first week sweating even more by rushing to 40, leveling engineering and farming gear. This will not, as many wrongfully think, let people relax and take it easy. It instead ensures they have to go hard for even longer. Source, I'm one of those set sweaties. A delay means far more stressful play than a quick 1 to 2 day burn and some time to take it easy before next reset. Yeah, it just makes it more fucking stupid. I think whenever you prevent people from doing something, it just makes it worse. Preventing people from raiding is gonna make them be more like prepared, and it makes it like less interesting by like min-maxing the shit out of the game. So as soon as the raid is out, they're gonna completely blast it out of existence, right? Because they've completely prepared for it. This gives you a different approach. You can approach the raid differently now. Everybody's forced to approach it a certain way when it's not even available. Because you have a whole week to like completely prepare your character. I think people are afraid that by the raid being available on launch, they miss out on raiding and they will fall behind compared to everyone else, and no one will invite them to the raid. Bro, listen, the people that will clear the raid the first couple days probably won't want to invite you anyways. Like, they're probably guilds or super try-hard players that will never invite you anyway. Right? So, like, what's the fucking problem? It's not gonna affect you. It's not like there's achievements. And it's like account-wide achievements or something, so they can link you. Oh, it's my alt. Let me link you achievement on main. These are my mains logs. Like, bro, this is not Rat. That's what happens in Rat, but... Bro, this raid is probably gonna be so easy anyway that everyone can clear it, like, on the second try. Maybe you fail on your first character. On your second character, you'll probably be able to clear it on your second, like, time raiding it, so... I think people are, like, nervous about Normigan in the sense that they're afraid it's gonna be gate kept somehow. The only way you gatekeep the raid is by literally turning off the ability to enter the raid. There's your fucking gatekeeping, my friend. And you guys are pushing it. The same people that are crying on Reddit that logs are ruining the game are asking for the raid to not be available. Can you fucking believe the irony in that? These guys that complain that they're not getting invited because their logs suck want the game to be delayed. The guys complaining about the gatekeeping want the gatekeeping now for a whole week. That is what gatekeeping is, when you can't access the content. Oh, it's hilarious, man. I mean, dude, for me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not gonna try to get word first Nomergun or any bullshit like that. If this happened where the raid is delayed, I would just level all my alts to level 40 in that 1 week, you know. And then the raid is out and you just do the raid. Like, for me personally, it probably is better that the raid is delayed. For me as an individual player, I would benefit more from the raid being delayed. But I think it's just stupid. I mean, the far more stressful play is 100% a personal choice, so shouldn't be taken as a negative. This relieves the self-imposed pressure on most people, which will take it semi-seriously and would literally only be a downside for the people that feel like the need to unlimit max in some way, or the very few people that want to have a type of race event fair, which likely won't be the case with a delayed raid classic difficulty as soon. Yeah, but did Molten Core get delayed? When you had to level from 1 to 60. 1 to 60 is hundreds of hours for some people. Molten Core wasn't delayed. No one found that to be a problem. Now it's apparently a massive task for somebody to level from 25 to 40. With runes that make you level faster. And we're talking about a 10-man raid, which probably has a 3-day lockout. So it doesn't even matter if you miss a week or two, because you'll probably get your full biz gear in just a few weeks of doing the raid. Look at BFD, right? Like, what is the big deal? If you lose a lockout, if that's what people are afraid of, losing a lockout, it's not gonna matter that much, right? You can clear the raid every 3 days, most likely. And it's a 10-man lockout, 10-man raid, so like you get geared faster. This will happen even with a delay. At best, the week delay ensures that everyone who got to 40 within a week gets the pre-meta clear, except that it isn't what happens because the meta's forming now, and will be even more formed by running dungeons and knowing what classes are good. And what about the people who got to 40 in 2 weeks? What about them? No, let me tell you what. By delaying the raid to 40 by a week, people will then invite the absolute best performing classes, because they'll know what's performing good at 40, because you've been 40 for a week, you got all the fucking runes, you're gonna know what's good or not. And then if you're not one of these good classes, okay, you probably won't get invited as soon as the raid is open. Why would we invite a, let's say, hypothetically balanced druid? We know it's shit, we have all the runes already, we can test DPS in dungeons. Balanced druids are performing bad, I'm not inviting a balanced druid. As opposed to the raid being out on launch, I'm online, who's online? Who's level 40? You're level 40, come to the raid. I don't give a if your class is bad or not. I don't know if your class is bad or not, because no one knows. No one knows yet. It's so fresh. You would just invite people. There's gonna be more gatekeeping by the raid being delayed, because you're gonna know already what's good or not. And people will get left out. Whereas that person wouldn't be left out because he would get invited because there's not that many people 40 yet. You understand how big of a deal that is? Like, if I'm like on a server and I'm not in a guild, and most people, look, let me explain. So let's say it's day 2 of this week. Most people are not 40 yet. I'm not in a guild. You're not in a guild. You're 40, I'm 40. We're playing together, man. We have no choice. Whatever classes we are, right? Because we just want to raid. You have less choice, so you end up playing with anyone, right? We're playing with any kind of player or any kind of class. So there's less gatekeeping. It's like you just have to raid together. You're gonna invite maybe not the best comp and just try the raid. As opposed to waiting a week to perfect your comp and have rosters made and everything is already set up. And then if you're left out, you're left out, bro. If you're a bad class, you're a bad class. I just like it so much more if it's available on launch. I think it makes everything more interesting. And I'm trying to understand who gets hurt by this. Like, who would suffer? Except the player that feels forced to play the game more to keep up with the sweaty. I understand that. That's probably who suffers in this scenario, right? Because you feel like you have to play the game more. But that's like just hype in the end of the day. You're just hyped. You just want to play. Imagine if BFD was delayed by a week. Do not time gate the raid. Instead of allowing people to catch up, you'll instead be allowing the tryhards to farm all pre-raid bis and maxing every single thing possible to storm the raid even harder. It will have the opposite effect. Exactly. It's delay for 2 weeks. Delay it for 2 weeks. Tryhards aren't going anywhere. They will complain and farm Scarlet Monastery, so who cares? They could do that anyway. Yeah, that sounds a lot of fun. Farming SM for 2 weeks. Why the hell would you delay it? Casuals won't reach 40 in a week anyway, so give something to more sweaty players to do. It's not even sweaty players, just some, like... Are you a sweaty player? Or... So, let's say it takes people 25 hours to hit level 40. Which is probably like pretty normal considering how insane dungeons are gonna be. Like this is gonna be a lot slower, a lot faster than that. But 25 hours. 25 hours in a week, you're playing 3.5 hours a day. You could say that's a lot, right? You know, 3.5 hours a day, that's a decent amount of gameplay, right? But because this is a patch that's coming out, you could allocate like a day off, right? Or there's the weekend as well involved, right? I think that's very doable. Even if you have a day or two where you can't play because you're so busy at work, you got your weekend in there. You're able to hit 40 in a week. Maybe not like a very like casual player, but like it doesn't have to be a sweaty player. Only no-lifers don't need delay. Classic is not a retail 1 hour 10 levels up leveling, and yet we have players here which don't like retail but want retail stuff here. What a community. Wait, I don't understand. So is this guy saying that... What? You realize like retail has delayed raids. Does he know that? And this was exactly what Blizzard wants. Play the game for 1 week instead of level from 25 to 40 in 1 to 2 days and instantly clear the raid. And on day 3 the comment starts phase 2 over when phase 3 boring. Dude, it doesn't matter if there's a 1 week delay for the lifespan of the entire phase, okay? Like, it's not gonna make a difference. If you think like the game is gonna be longer lasting because of that like 1 week, you're completely wrong. Okay, as soon as that 1 week is over and in 25 minutes some try-hard guild clears the raid, alright, because everybody zones in at the same time, people are gonna say this. Can I make this here? I don't know if I can. Here we go. Alright. So, let's say we have a 10-man raid. Okay, we have a mage and we have a warrior. We're gonna start the raid like this. So what do we need, guys? We need a feral druid for Wind Fury. You can't raid without Wind Fury, it's way too good. So we get a feral druid. What else do we need? Well, we need a paladin, right? Paladin is gonna buff everybody. It's really good. You want to have a paladin. Do we need a hunter? Yes, we do. Hunters bring True Shot Aura. And they bring aspect of a Heart of the Lion. You need a fucking hunter. What else do we need? Right? Well, we need a warlock. Why do we need a warlock? Because a warlock brings Curse of Recklessness. But then we need another warlock. Why? Because they bring Curse of Elements in phase 2. And then we need to get a Boomkin, right? Because the Boomkin is gonna bring 3% spell crit. Well, we don't have a single healer. That's a problem. We don't even have a tank as well. That's also a problem. But maybe we can fix that by getting rid of the Red Paladin and putting in a Prop Paladin. Now we have a tank. Also, the Feral could tank technically, right? So that's fine. Okay, so what else do we need? Well, we need a Priest. Now we have no Rogue. Should we bring a Rogue? Well, we don't really need a Rogue. They don't bring anything at all, so let's not bring a Rogue. They don't provide any value to the raid as in terms of buffs. That's unfortunate for Rogue players, but hey, you don't bring any utility that actually involves us increasing our DPS. You should complain about that, by the way. Here's the thing though, in the next phase, Paladins can use Salvation. I don't know if that's important, so let's get a second Paladin instead. That way we have 2 healers. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I think that's it. That's your perfect parsing comp. If you want everybody to be happy, this is the only way you make everybody happy. No Boomy, you can't remove the Boomy, he brings crit buff. When are you guys gonna realize you're fucked as a rogue? You have to start complaining. You're the only class in the game that is expendable. Start complaining. Don't complain at me. I'm not gonna fix your... I'm not a game developer, guys. I'm not a game developer, dude. I don't work on this game. I just... Yeah, Paladin. Okay, so I don't think the Paladin is like super important. But here's the thing, right? You need a second healer. If you only need 1 healer and you don't care about self, then you could bring a rogue. Yeah. But that's if you only need 1 healer. I don't know, like... Normally you want 2 healers. So if you want 1 healer, then you could do this. Yeah. See, no, this is a... okay, let's make the Horde one. Oh, I just realized, by the way. 1 Warlock would be Demo because they bring spell power buff. Again, we're trying to make a perfect, like, comp here for, like, just bringing all the buffs. Just for bringing buffs here. For the sake of getting the buffs, right? It's very hard in 10-man because you're limited, right? And then you get a Balanced Druid for the crits. You get a Priest for Homunculi and Priest buff. And then you could get either Resto Shaman with a second healer. But then the Resto Shaman... This is such a good comp. Horde, dude, Horde has such a big advantage. Horde get Mana Tide and Mana Spring Totem. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm gonna coom, boys. This is actually like a nice comp because there's not that many leather users. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is no rogue. Like, Feral Enhancement Hunter. Actually, wait. Enhancement and Hunter are male. And then you have 4 Clots. Then you have 2, well, 1 leather caster, 1 male caster, and then 1 male. But then you could take out a Warlock. But the problem with taking out a Warlock is you lose Curse of Wreck. Now, let's say that Curse of Wreck doesn't matter. Then you could do this. This is probably a better comp overall. Oh, that's an Arms Warrior. I think this is like realistically what people are gonna do on Horde side. You take out 1 Warlock, because like it's impossible, by the way, to get 2 Warlocks for a 10-man raid. Just saying, that's not gonna happen. And then this guy would do either Curse of Wreck or Element, so somebody gets mad. Yeah, this is probably what like people will do for Horde. This is like a pretty nice comp, I would say. You get 2 healers. You have a Balanced Druid for the Mage and the Warlock. The Warlock could play Destro too. And then it's just you have 1 Warlock buff only. Again, the Rogue doesn't bring anything. The Rogue only exists to do damage and take loot. That's the Rogue's job. They provide nothing at all. They're just there to take loot and do damage. Who cares about your interrupt? It doesn't matter. Stop acting like that's a relevant value you bring. Seriously, like, move on, like you're useless. Okay, Warrior is better at interrupting anyway at next phase. It costs 10 Rage and it can proc Wind Fury. Just seriously, like, stop mentioning interrupt. It's kind of cringe. It's not a utility. I would laugh if somebody mentioned, like, I got interrupt. Yeah, okay, so does the shaman tank on 6-second cooldown. My god. You don't have a bargaining chip, my friend. Like, you don't have one. Okay? Try to get one. Go add that grid on Twitter. Like, hey, how come we don't have a raid buff and everyone else has one? Where's our raid buff? We're the only class without one. They just forgot about you. They gave one to Hunter. See, Hunter already has a raid buff next phase. They get something called True Show Aura, by the way. And now they have that and also aspect of the line. Hunter has 2 raid buffs. And Rogue has 0. It's kind of fucked up. Mage has 2 as well. Mage brings AI and improved Scourge. Warlock brings Demonic Pact plus a Curse, right? Also, like, or HP buff. Priest has Homunculus and Stamina. Shaman brings Shaman totems, like, you have a lot of totems. Warrior brings Battle Shout. It's not that much, but it's something. It's pretty nice, if you ask me. And Sunder if you don't have Homunculus. And then you have... what's it called? Paladins bringing Might, Wisdom, Self. It's pretty nice. And then Feral brings Wind Fury and Crit Chance. And Boomy brings Fairy Fire. And also Crit Chance. Every class is bringing 1 or 2 buffs. And Mangle. Yeah, Feral brings Mangle too. Like, I am so mad that Rogue doesn't have anything. Like, the thing is, Rogue, they have Expose. But the thing about Expose is, are you people gonna have that next phase? I don't think they will. Like, because to get Exposed, you have to sacrifice an insane amount of DPS. Like a crazy amount. I don't think they're gonna be doing that.